Poor Jangling. I just checked the old amperage output of the alternators, and it turns out I'm an alternator down. So pretty sure I lost an alternator at the sundown show. Shit happens, but I normally never drop down to 15.2, and I did at that show. And yeah, I got an alternator putting out 2 amps. Not good.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace.
Sunday morning, and we're here. I got to move all this port stuff out of this side, but the culprit is this back one right here. But me and Deb already got all this ripped out, so we got to pull this one, set it there, and get that back one out. And we're going to go to my buddy Dustin's shop with it, I think. We're not 100% yet because I ain't called him this morning, but he's wanting to hang out and do our normal Basehead Sunday stuff. And maybe Billy might come back out. But we're definitely going to pull that and recone it today. So I'm just waiting to see. Well, I got to get that out before I call Dustin. So anyway, guys. This is going to be another can't get right and reconing video. I think this one here is the one I reconed last time. Damn, we got good echo in here. But anyway, yeah, let's get to it. And we got it out. And it's in the road. Listen. You can, well, you can't really see. I mean, you can hear it definitely, but it's bad. Deb carried that bitch all the way up here by herself from way back there. I told her to put it on the back porch. She's like, I'm going straight to the car with it. So now I just need to call Dustin. Excuse my hair. I need to call Dustin and see if he's down. Last night he said he was, so I'll give him a call. But it's still early, like the ground's still wet from dew. But whew, it only took probably 20 minutes total to pull that out. But you got to remove all her roundovers and some of her port. But anyway, guys, it is what it is. I don't know if I should put that other one that was in the front in that back hole, then just recone that one, stick it in the front. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, I'm gonna try to call him, see what's up, and then hell, we'll go from there. So, peace. Ooh, Ida, Pappy. All right, guys, so we're here with one of Debbie's subs, Synergy Audio. We got a recone. I got all my supplies here. Shim material. The tools, basically, I'm gonna need solder, flux. I prefer Star Bond, black, medium thick glue. For the spider, the OD 6000. For the surround, I got a bag of clamps over there, so heat shrink for the tensils. So basically, this sub coil let go. It happens because Deb has an 8K at a half ohm on each one of these. So it's bound to happen. I do want to give a shout out to Kurt at Synergy. Debbie's been team Synergy Audio for a long time. And Debbie basically sent Kurt a message from the sundown show when the sub blew that it blew. And I believe before we left, he said he would get her a recone together. And I mean, he got it to her in it's a pretty timely fashion. He sold it to her cheap. And honestly, I think that he put her together a recone and basically just sold it to her for the cost of parts he had in it, which is really good. a lot of smaller companies don't do that for their team members. Some do, some don't. But anyway, that's why I want to give him a shout out, because a lot of the smaller companies, it's hard for them to support a team member like that, where a bunch of the bigger companies will or won't, you know. But anyway, I want to give him a shout out. So right now it's time to start disassembly of this subwoofer. So one of the first things you want to do, good God, that thing is stuck on there.
You should let Dustin take it off.
That's why I was gonna roll it off the bottom of the boot.
But anyway, you got to get your surround gasket off of there. I don't even know if I'm in frame anymore, am I?
Yep.
Okay, I'm still in frame.
Until you stand up.
Well, I was standing up. Then you want to break out your knife. And this knife is pretty damn dull. Good God almighty.
You want a razor knife?
Yeah, a razor knife would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Haha, we got a little...
Let's see what we have.
And this thing down here is a cake decorator that you can get from Walmart.
Lazy Susan.
But it's listed as a cake decorator in the bacon section at Walmart. Dustin's always got plenty of these things laying around because, well, he went tints windows, so.
That's why I'm grabbing the flapper and little scuff discs and all that bullshit.
Right now I'm cutting the tensils. I could have unbolted them because they got to be unbolted. Regardless, but anyway, now is the definite hard part. I'm watching my lovely director over there moving the camera angle to catch me.
Minor adjustments so we don't cut off his head.
So always give a shout out for Deb,
So,
because Deb is like production, camera girl.
And she provided the video.
And she gave us the video, the content for the video. All right, so, woo, woo, woo. This should be ready to come out and we can see the carnage. And guys, that would be the carnage.
You need a blower.
I'm definitely gonna need a blower.
You want to tape all that up before we start grinding too?
Wow. So you can see on here, there is a burn spot right down there on the pole. Yeah. Where bad things happened. But okay, guys, that's gonna be pretty much it for now. I gotta clean this out and everything, and then I'll be back. I just wanted to get it disassembled to show you guys how to disassemble and get it ready. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna shine a light down in here and make sure there's nothing in there. And then we're gonna blow it out, shine a light back in it. And then we're gonna tape all this up so we can clean this and the spider landing. So we'll be back. We got this clean, you know, it ain't cleaned up, but we got the surround all the way off and the spider all the way off. So Deb, Deb's getting ready to clean up this. So go ahead, Deb. she basically knows just to get it scuffed down and cleaned real good. So all you're wanting to do is make a clean surface for the glue to stick into. And that's why I got this 91% alcohol here, is after she gets this scuffed down, then we'll take that and wipe it down real good. But see, she's just getting the old glue off of there down into that powder coat. Spider landing's always a little worse, but guys, you get the picture. And Deb's like, it's my sub, I blew it, I don't give a shit, I'm helping. And that's what she's doing. And you see, that is definitely why you tape up the gap. You know, we blew it out, it came real clean. So we taped it up. We're gonna blow this off before we untape it. But I want to show you guys something. I don't know if she got this on. Look at that. That wasn't really an overheating issue. That was either just a straight overpowering, or she might have been clipping a little bit. We don't know. I haven't readjusted the gains in there in over a year, so when we get this thing back together, I'm gonna have to go through and reset her gains, but it's all good. But yeah, that's some hose in that coil. But anyway, we're getting this all cleaned up, guys. We'll be back. Dustin putting the rings on the tinsel leads, which is a pain in the butt, guys, because this is all I found that'll really work. And you got to take this yellow off and split them on this little, focus. Focus, damn it. Well, anyway, there's a little line there. You got to split it open to fit all of your leads in there. Crimp it, solder it, which, you can tell my soldering wasn't the best. I mean, I got it all up through there, though, so be good at a bolt in place. But Dustin wanted to definitely help with the Recone today because he's trying to learn how to do all this. One, because he inevitably will blow subs in the future. But number two, he's wanting to pull all 6 of his 15s out and recone them to dual 2. So in that instance, you know, it happens. All right, here you go. There's some solder.
Where's your Q-tip?
Here, I'll give you a fresh one. Fresh Q-tip for some flux. There you go. Yeah, guys, I like to use a Q-tip to put my flux on. I put it inside of this little thing when I split it, and then I like to put it all on the area outside, and that way the solder will soak in good. But that's where we're at. This has been untaped, blown out, everything's super clean down in there. So if you haven't reconed before, you know, which I have a couple of different videos on the recone process, but we're just getting this thing good and hot so it'll soak up some solder. There it goes. Look at that. Oh yeah, it ran out the bottom. That's how you know you got a good amount of solder in there, when it runs out the bottom. And we tried using a little soldering iron for this part, and it didn't work great, so we broke out one of them big old trigger jobs. Oh yeah, it's got that flux of boiling. There it goes. I can feel the damn soldering iron vibrate the pliers. That's how you know a soldering iron's working good. But all right, guys, I'll be back when we get ready to shim this bad boy. So that's going to be our next step. We wanted to go ahead and get the tinsels done so you're not reaching in this little gap area right here fighting the solder, all that shit. But anyway.
Right hot inverted, right? Right
hot upside down, yeah. I'd let that cool before you try to put that shit on, probably. It'll shrink it as soon as you get it on there. All right, guys, we'll be back. All right, so I started with 6 pieces of printer paper, and it was snug, but not snug enough. I went up to 7, But guys, I want you to look right there, how much gap I have. That gap is so small, it's not gonna push the coil over this away any. That means we got equal distance all the way around. We're good and lined up here at our tensils. So that was just us preparing the shim, you know, in, out, in, out, in, out. That's all there is to it. I might be able to get 8 in there, but it's gonna be super tight if I try 8. So I'm gonna stick with 7. And now what I gotta do is pull the drop-in back out and open my old tight bond here and put a fat ass bead of it down here on this spider landing. Get my clamps out. And I'm gonna try some of these on that spider. These are Temu specials. You get 10 of them for like $2 or something. I have assorted bigger ones. If you've seen my videos before, you know I got bigger ones to go up here. But yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm probably just gonna set the phone on the tripod and do some time lapse on this next part. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Yeah, I spit raps like a heart attack. Fast, fatal, hard impact. Past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and packs. I back up my actions. Fact, don't ask, grab reactions. Jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap.
Billy decided to join us today. Got the old F-160 out back, but guys, we got it in. Got it glued, screwed. The terminals are on. We got the left on the positive on the left, how you're supposed to. With the heat shrink, it looks really nice. All soldered up. Got the I use E6000 black up there. You can't mess with the old E6000. For the spider, the Starbond black medium thick. It's still clamped. But I clamped this and waited like probably 20 minutes or so before we glued the top. But we got the top clamped. With the E6000, it takes a lot longer to cure. So one of the last things I actually do before I leave here will be unclamp that and put the surround gasket back on. But I'm gonna let it sit up enough that it ain't gonna shift when I put that on. Hopefully, I don't think, where's the dust cap?
I laid it in the boat.
Yeah, let me see the dust cap. Luckily, I think, learning to do this with paper, the dust cap will not fit on there. But if you use a shim for that's made for this, you can put the dust cap on, and a lot of people have done that, and they got to cut it back apart. So, yeah. Anyway, that's like the principles of reconing a sub yourself. And guys, I recommend, if you've never done this before and you're taking a shot at doing it, do it with paper the first time. I mean, you can pretty much buy a shim for any sub. I have a shim for 15s, but it does not fit the Synergy. And when I do my G2s or Resilient Sound Platinums, I will use the shim, but I still like using paper, because if you can use a paper shim, you have a shim for any sub, any mid, or whatever you're wanting to do. Now, personally, I like to scuff up, and I've scuffed it already, the back of the dust cap. What you do is sit the dust cap in, line it up, draw around it with a pencil, wipe the cone off real good, and then put your bead of glue on the inside of your pencil line and stick the dust cap on. I think today I'm gonna do it with some of this old Starbond. But I'm just waiting a little longer for the glue and everything to set up pretty good before I pull my shim out. And that'll be it. That's reconing a sub 101. We should have this thing back in old Can't Get Right tomorrow and playing. So, and Dustin helped with this. Debbie helped.
I'm just hanging out.
Billy, he just got here late and said, screw y'all. But anyway, guys, we'll be back. Upon further inspection of the sub that Deb blew, look at that. That's light shining in from this area here. Yeah, look at that. That is fucking crazy. Oh, do that again, Dustin. Damn, up there even. That's crazy. But anyway, yeah, shit, that's some carnage. And what I was going to point out is how right here above my thumb and like over here, you can see the bottom layers. Because, you know, it's like a 4-layer flat wound voice coil. Which I'll give it to Synergy because flat wound coils are better. But, yeah, it's insane. And look at all the powder residue here from where it blew. Yeah. But anyway, we got the dust cap on it. I went back and flooded. You can see all the glue I flooded around that spider there just for added security. So all I'm waiting on now is this E6000 to set up enough that I can put the surround ring back on, or surround seal, whatever the hell you call it. And it'll be good to go. We should have Oh Can't Get Right playing tomorrow. So anyway, I'll be back.
Just a little time, but you let me be your little shadow, following wherever you go. Then I got a little older.
And that's the Recone sub back in its hole. It's bolted in, hooked up. So now got to wrestle this big bastard into there, which ain't bad, but still. I guess it wasn't terrible putting that in, but it was terrible carrying it from the car, which Deb, she just manhandles that shit. But it's all reconed. It's in there. It ohmed out good. Like, we did ohm it out after I took the shim and everything out and put the dust cap on. We tested with a motor meter. It ohmed out perfect. So I know it's ready to play, but I got to get this hole here filled first. And look at all the bracing I put in here. Like 3 big steel poles down the middle. 1 right there between the subs. It's got that on each side. That's where I filled in holes. I had threaded rod run through the baffle before with the motors in. And this sub hides it, so I just never sand it down. Some point we can sand it down and clean it, but for now it's good. But look at all that steel bracing in there. I did pretty decent looking welds on them too. But anyway, I gotta get this other sub in here. And they're in, guys. All in and hooked up. The wife says she didn't feel like getting the keys to test it today, or to turn it on, so obviously we're gonna do it tomorrow. All I gotta do is stick the port pieces back in. 10 minutes worth of work. But yeah, I was curious to hear it, and the wife's just like, no, I'm going in. She says it's too hot. So yeah, I understand. She doesn't take the heat very well at all, and me, it don't matter to me. I was in there with the windows up working on it, but I just wanted to get it in there because, I mean, we still got plenty of time today. But anyway, it's done. So, yeah, put the port pieces in and turn it on tomorrow. Shit, I guess that's all I got for now, guys. Like, nothing real special. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow after we turn this on. Jang-a-lang. All right, guys. So, we got everything in. The port's all in. It's working. I put her amp on that second button at the top there for the sub amps. It really, really needed that. Let me turn around. So, yeah. I had it wired how I used to have mine, to where when the end dash come on, all the amps would come on. And it's just better if you have multiple sub amps like that. Just put them on a push button switch or a toggle switch or something, I think. And the reason I did that is them amps idle, they get hot like in the summertime. A couple years ago, driving to the Sundown show, me and the wife wasn't even really listening to the subs. The bass knob was all the way down, and we're just listening to mids and highs. And when a song come on, I wanted to bump. I rolled a bass knob up, nothing. I pulled over, all 4 of my amps were in protect. But it was hot as hell. It was like over 100 degrees out. So being trapped in that little area back there, I mean, they got hot. So now I just put them on a push button. That way they don't come on, they don't build up heat idling or whatever. Even though you got fans on it, you know, still it's just put them on a switch. But I don't know what else to show y'all today. I mean, it's early, it ain't hot yet, and I already got that knocked out. So, and it wasn't much to put the port back in and wire the amps like that. I just had to take the 4 remote wires and run them to that aux beam thing. So that wasn't terrible. Like 10 minutes worth of work at most, but we got it sitting here idling. She ain't started it in like 2 weeks, so the battery was a little low. So it's just sitting there idling, getting the voltage up. I need to start Jangalang, because same thing, I ain't started it in like a week. And the good news is there was very, very, very little water inside Jangalang from the like hellacious rains we had during the hurricane. I think the wife said there might have been a teaspoon in the floor, which ain't shit. Jangalang normally the floor would flood on a light rain, so whatever we have done, we've got it pretty watertight. But anyway, guys, that's about all I got for now. I don't know if I'm gonna do more. I'll probably come back and do a closing on this video if I don't find something else to do. But anyway, I'm out for now. Poor Jangalang. I just checked the old amperage output of the alternators, and it turns out I'm an alternator down. So pretty sure I lost an alternator at the sundown show. Shit happens, but I normally never drop down to 15.2, and I did at that show. And yeah, I got an alternator putting out 2 amps. Not good. All right, guys, so yeah, I lost an alternator on Jangalang. Yeah, it sucks, but I'm also burning boxes today. Get way too much cardboard to go to the recycling center with. And as you can tell, I kind of need to mow. Not going to. My neighbor's over there having fun. Ain't bothering me any. But it wasn't a bad weekend. Got that sub pulled, reconed, back in, playing. You know, anymore on Sundays, I try to get good content for you guys, but Dustin's wanting to learn how to do a lot of this stuff, and he lets me go in his shop and we just chill. We get Billy over there and we have like basehead Sundays. Hopefully some of you guys have friends that you can do that shit with, because it does make the hobby a whole lot better. And other than that, I mean, it's Labor Day apparently, so I ain't got shit going on. I'm not even going to mention which one of my alternators went out, because I have sent a message to the company to see if they're going to warranty it. And I'm not the type of person that wants to blast anybody over an alternator failing. Shit happens. It's like you blow a sub, shit happens. But with an alternator, it comes down to how good a company is wanting to stand behind their product. So I'm not even going to mention which one it was. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I hope y'all are having a damn good day, being that it's kind of like one of the last summer holidays pretty much. And then we go into Halloween, my favorite holiday. So anyway, guys, that's going to be all of it. Figured I'd just throw that snippet in there about the alternator, because that happened after we finished Deb's Blazer up. And that's why I tell you guys, get a good clamp meter that'll do DC. It saves you a lot of headache. And you can just clamp them wires coming out of the alternator and be like, yeah, this bitch is good or it ain't. So anyway, guys, peace out. And as always, bass on.